Hey guys, I'm back with another process video, and it is Friday, which means it's time for another kind of stamping background process. So I made the backgrounds the first Friday. Last week I shared the first layout, and then today I'm going to share this layout with using this label kind of background thing. So if you want to see how I made the background, make sure to go back a couple of videos and find that, find the making backgrounds progress. Now, this layout came together so easily. It took me 45 minutes to finish it. That is like an all-time record. I need at least an hour and a half usually to finish a layout. I don't know how this happened. Everything just kind of worked and it just went really smoothly. I'm super happy with it. So first thing I did was back my photo on some on like a notebook paper, and I wanted to use that chipboard piece that says love. I knew I wanted to use that for sure, so I kind of just took it out and set it on the layout until I figured out how I wanted to use it. And I'm going to go through my papers. First I'm going through the smaller 6x6 papers and scrap pieces and stuff of my layout of my kit. I always do that. Oh, I'm using my summer kit, by the way. And I want to focus, I only want to use green, pink, purple, or black, which is what I used for my stamping on the background. So I pulled out that green paper, and now I'm going to use some tissue paper with a bit of gold to back my photo again. I know this photo looks really weird. It is because it's me doing a chemistry experiment. I'll talk about that when I'm writing my journaling. So just go with me with this photo. I know it looks really weird to people that have nothing to do with science or school or stuff. So here I brought in this pink paper from Amy Tangerine from the Better Together collection. And then I'm also going to add a bit of this camera paper here. So I cut out quite a big chunk to begin with, so I am going to end up trimming it down here in just a bit. Now I have a nice assortment of layers behind my photos. I have all the colors I wanted. I did add a bit of blue, but that's okay. I like blue. The blue kind of worked on this page. And now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this word, this love word, and if I want to add any other words to it, and what that word's going to be, and what stickers I'm going to use. So those blue ones were included in my kit, but they weren't the right shade of blue. They weren't working. So I thought I could use these gray ones, but they kind of got lost on the page. I don't know. They weren't really working. I am going to move them around a bit, but then I'm going to decide pretty quickly that I don't like them. And I am going to decide I'm putting my title down here at the bottom, and it's just going to say love chemistry. I am going to add, like, it's kind of going to say yes, love chemistry, but it doesn't really make sense, so I'm going to go with love chemistry. But you'll see that later. So I'm just stuck that word down there, and now I'm going through I had like 5 sticker sheets included in this kit, and almost all of them have an alpha set on them. So this one has 4 alpha sets on them. So I decided I'm going to use that pink font from the Simple Stories Sunshine and Happiness collection, but I don't want to glue that down yet because nothing else is glued down. I don't want to have to move them around 50 billion times. And I'm going through all the sticker sheets and seeing if there's like maybe one piece I might want to use once I have everything glued down in here just a bit. See, so because this layout took me so fast, it only took 45 minutes, which means if I sped it up a lot, it would be like under 10 minutes. It would be like maybe 5 minutes. I didn't really edit out a lot of things, so I'm sorry if that's distracting. And I usually speed up my videos to 4, maybe like 5, 6 times, I guess. This one I sped it up only 4 times. I mean, I speed it up at least 6 times, and this one was just 4, and it's much shorter than what I usually add, but I don't know why. This has never happened to me. I just finished this so quickly. So anyway, I found that I went through my die cuts that I had in the kit, and I found that Polaroid camera there. And I was going to use that on another layout, but it didn't work out, so I'm going to use it on this one, and I'm just going to stick it there as just start a kind of cluster. Then I also had that blue banner that I think came in the Brad set, and I'm just going to stick it up there as well to bring in a bit more of that blue. And I'm going to start gluing down all of these layers so I can start embellishing a bit more easily, since I know that I like where they are and I'm not going to change them. So that is where I brought in that sticker that says yes, and that was on the sticker sheet, and I thought the blue looked very nice, and I love that font, and it kind of worked. So my title is going to end up being yes, love chemistry. or you can use the yes and embellishment and just say love chemistry. So I had this idea in my head that maybe I wanted to do some like embellish along like the circular part of the labels. Like the labels kind of form a circle, so I thought maybe I could embellish like around that, sort of like a wreath, but that didn't really work out, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to focus on this center piece. I decided I'm going to glue down this camera because I like where it is and I like how that cluster looks, so I might as well glue it down. And I'm also going to glue down that banner here in a bit. And yeah. Oh, then I'm going to bring out my brads because I knew if I assembled them correctly, I had this kind of like a ribbon looking thing, like the ribbons one would win in a science fair. So I thought maybe, like, I've never been to a science fair. We don't have science fairs in Cyprus, but like from like watching TV and stuff. Anyway, but I didn't like it. I couldn't find a place for it. The brad was throwing me off, so I'm going to try it in various different places, but I am not going to end up using it on the layout. It wasn't really working. Oh, also there's a white heart over there at the top on the left of the photo, and that's the inside of the O that's spelling out the word love. So I'm trying different options with the brads. I'm not liking it, so I'm going to glue down these chipboard letters just using my Zig Writer 2-way glue pen because it's chipboard and it does not want to glue down, so it needs more adhesive. So that is what I'm doing there. And then the layout looked, I didn't really want to add too many more things to the cluster there that I have going, like the photo cluster, but the layout did look like it needed something. So but that's going to be fixed when I add my journaling and stuff. But I know it looks pretty simple. It looked simple that it needed something at this point, but it also looked done. I don't know if that makes sense. I knew it wasn't something I had to add to the clusters. It was something either along the outline of the page or something within the labels or something. So I'm going to end up doing some journaling in a very different way than what I normally do, and I actually really like how it looks design-wise. So here I spelled out the word chemistry, and I'm going to scooch it over a couple times just so it kind of lines up with the other two words a bit better. Glue down that little heart. And then I wanted something pink to match those letters that spell out the word chemistry over to the other side of the cluster. So I'm going to use a pink heart from that same collection, so the colors work perfectly. So I thought I might as well go through the embellishments, see if there's anything else I want to use, but it's not. I didn't really want to add anything else to this. So I thought maybe I could bring in a bit of more gold with these words. So I'm gonna add them to a couple different places, but I did not like that whatsoever. So I'm just gonna get rid of them. I'm just gonna put them back onto the sticker sheet after I fussed with them a bit because I really wanted to make them work, but they weren't working. So off they go. Now here's what I'm going to do, my journaling. I'm just going to use a black gel pen that my mom gave me. She bought it somewhere on Amazon. I don't know who. I really like how it writes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in a couple of these, well, not a couple, I think I'm going to end up filling in 7 of these labels variously through the layout. And I'm kind of numbering them like 1, 2, this is like in the row they're supposed to be read. But even if you read them not in the row, they make sense, I guess. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the photo now. So I went to the university. I'm 16. I will be going into the 11th grade next year in September. And my dad he's a professor at the university here. So he knew a chemistry professor because I knew I wanted to study something related to chemistry or biology. So the chemistry professor so kindly let me go to his lab a couple of days, and he gave me a tour of some of the labs at the university. And then he also showed me some like measurements and experiments I could do in his lab for a couple of days. So I went there for I think 3 days, and it was so fun. So there's that. That's what that is. And I'm actually measuring the pH of those, I don't know what to call them in English, of the solutions, I guess. So anyway, now that I bored you with that chemistry story, I'm going to finish the layout with adding a couple splatters with my acrylic ink in white. And then I am going to add just a couple of enamel dots straight from my head there. Add a couple of enamel dots that I added into the kit recently. They weren't originally in the kit, but I wanted to use them up, so I thought I might just add them in and see what happens. So I'm gonna come back in with the enamel dots here. I'm gonna add 2 triangle ones kind of thrown onto the page, and that is going to complete my layout. So thank you guys so much for watching, and check back in next week for another stamping video, and I will see you next time.